Alright guys, welcome back to another edition of the Timmy Show. Um, I'm doing another, I know I meant to bring a draft last night, I forgot about it, but um, I tried to hit it up at the last second and it kind of fluxed, so I'm just gonna let you guys see the draft that I did on here. It was quite a good one. I think this is actually better than the one that I won 7 matches off of. There's a couple of planeswalkers in the set that actually do really good in the Omniscience drafts. Um, the Rogue Shadow Master is one good one, and Narset is another one. Narset nullifies your opponents from drawing any extra cards per turn, which is really good for this draft in the Rogue Shadow Mage. If you're able to play it on turn 1 before he's able to play a card, you automatically discard a card out of his hand. Um, and even the sorcery, I didn't get any of those. Even the sorcery on turn 1 against your opponent that doesn't play first is really good. But in this one, my first pick was Tithe Bearer Giant, and I got quite a bit of them. Along with some of the other cards that are really good for this. I got 18 cards that draw cards, and one that searches up cards, which is really effective. On Arena, it's kind of different. You're not going to get all these type cards in a regular 8-man draft. You're kind of piecemealing it. It's going to slow the process down. But on here, the way the packs roll, you're able to just get cards. So this is my first match, and I think it's quite a good one. So I don't anticipate a lot of losses, but we're going first, so this is a great hand to have. You got a worm. You're going to throw down the Tithe Bearer Giant to draw a card, and you could target either one with Bind Blast and draw another card. This could be a really good start, explosive start. So we're going to throw down. And don't get me wrong, they could have their counter spells, and that's fine. We countered the big worm, and that's not a big deal for us. Now, if he counters the Tithe Bearer Giant, then we actually have a problem, and that's sometimes why I lead out with the ones that don't draw cards first. Alright. So we didn't get that, but we get to deal him 5 damage to the face, which I got quite a few of these too. It was just something that okay, that's what I was thinking he was going to do. And he took time to resolve it, so he's going to go ahead and counter that, which I'm glad he countered that instead of a Bond Blast, because now I can play this on the Tithe and maybe draw into another Tithe Bearer Giant or another card that draws. So we're going to go ahead and pass the turn. They kind of stifle a few things we had, but that's okay. It leaves him with 1 card in hand, so now he's kind of, unless it's a draw card, it's probably a creature card. It could be a Tithe Bearer Giant. No, he plays a Planeswalker, which that's fine too. And that one, well...
Sun in the sky, brine on my skin, great day
But I'm not sure if he has anything. But the possibility of being able to draw off that, I'm inclined to try to take that out. So that's exactly what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to attack that first. he's gonna go ahead and exile. That's fine too. I mean, those cards don't have any at the moment. But we are gonna draw this card. So that's good.
Well, this sucks.
So if he whiffs off the top, maybe the takeout will be if he draws like a counter. But he gets Kiora back at the in the my turn. And if he whiffs off the top, maybe a smaller creature just doesn't do anything, be able, or even if he pulls a counter card, that's fine because it won't affect anything we have on the board. We will be able to take out his.
Holy, and you look like lunch.
So let's see what he has. We're going to be able to do exactly that. We're going to be able to take out Kiora and hit him in the face. And he just concedes off the bat. So. Alright, so that was I'm going to go ahead and show you another match. And once I'm done with these two matches, of course I'll post it on YouTube for you guys to watch it. Yeah, this has been a really good day. He stifled me a little bit. This deck could be explosive. Now we don't have any draw in this hand, and I'm going to tell you right now, with me going first, I should mulligan it, I think, for a draw, because his draw could be more ridiculous than mine. We're going to go ahead and mulligan this one. Okay, so at least we get kind of a draw engine going we can look at with that. And we get a big giant room. So I think I'm okay with this. And I think he mulliganed too. So we'll keep ours. Yeah, we're gonna put that on the bottom because that doesn't draw his card either. So we're gonna put that at the bottom. We're gonna lead off with a one. No, I think he's still kind of playing stuff. So we're gonna put the one first. Man, we don't get any any permanents off of that. We get a veto, force landing, a blind blast. Which, wow, that's a sad teardrop. He might be able to get me off of this one. So. But I gained 3 lives, so.
If you wish to surrender now, I understand.
Show us you're alive! My friend is here to help you.
Hone your prowess.
He's playing the Planeswalker, kind of. I'm not worried about that. Gets his creature. Yeah, it gets his creature size. So I'm not going to hit his. I'm not going to hit his death. Oh, I forgot I can draw a card. Never mind. Oh, that was a plate mistake. I forgot Narset was on the field even after talking. Okay.
My assistants are painfully slow.
Put thoughtfulness before action.
Oh, that's actually nice. He's gonna. Oh, this is a good match, guys.
Nothing phases me. You beat me this time. Sometimes people rely a little too heavily on the spirits, if you know what I mean.
So you don't have to have all draw cards in your deck. This proves you can have the planeswalkers too, which this is a good series to show. And see, this is actually a really good card for us. But Narset just totally annihilates that, so we can't even really do anything on that. So he can't make any more devils, he can't do anything else with Narset. But he still's got one more activation of this one. So yeah, he just played that one card okay, so this is actually decent for us. It blocks. It can't hit the flying, but it's big enough to force the agenda in certain regards.
God.
So that's fine.
I'm
too.
not afraid of phantoms.
So that takes care of.
They're afraid of me.
So they're all at one, and that's fine. My life code total is going down. Well, kind of saved a little bit. And that's fine. And I can push an attack with it. Stops life gains. I couldn't even gain the life off of that. I won't get the draw off of this either. I think this is just going to be a lot in his favor because I can't. I can't even draw the card off of it. I don't know what card I could draw off the top to kind of, unless my own Narset maybe? My own Narset would work a little bit. I think that's pretty much the only thing I can do. And that doesn't work. So I'm going to go ahead and concede this, guys. There's no route for me to win. I can't kill any of his planeswalkers, which Narset's the biggest problem we have. Because we can't even do the Tamiyo's spell, which is really good for this format, but against Narset, you land a Narset first, you typically win these matches. So I'm going to concede this one, and then I'm going to go ahead and post it for you guys to watch. Hope you all enjoyed watching these couple. Later on, probably in about an hour, I'll do another draft once I get done with all these other matches. Because I do think I'll win at least six total matches. I've won one already, so I think I'll win about 5 more with this deck. And like this format a lot. Even with the great deck, sometimes. And I'll show you guys my deck once I get back to the main board. Get off the mastery. Okay, so I'll let you guys into my deck to get an idea of how I do mine. But you have Defiant Strike that draws a card. A couple of these are two that I took out that really play anything for me. In that case, this one might have worked, but it had a 1/1 creature and a 3/4 bird, so this wouldn't even have been able to get in for those things. But this typically allows me to gain 3 life, get a Tithe Bear, and play it, or something else that draws a card. And of course, you draft 42 cards, so you have to play 40 of those cards in your deck. These are just the 2 that I decided that were just not worth my time. But I got my own veto, a couple of topple this statue, which draws a card. It also blows up the 6 mana artifact that can play against you that affects the game. My own Narset, my own Shadow Mage, which both of these have great effects in this format. 3 Blind Blast that draw a card. Sometimes it could kill one of their creatures, like the pirate, but they had the hexproof card in their hand with a mask, so I couldn't even target their card, and then wound up just throwing that away because Narset was on the board. That was kind of a goof. But Vivian's Grizzly is you're able to do it once per turn, and able to look at a card and put it in your hand. But 3 of these is big. Tamio's card, scry 4 and draw 2 cards. Typically you could draw 2 Tithe Bear Giants off of this card, and that's just ridiculous because it gives you 2 more draws. On a turn 1, you can have 6 or 7 permanents on the field, which a lot of times your opponent would just concede because they can't deal with all of that. And then I have 4 of these just because there was no draw cards in the pack. A bunch of small creatures that wasn't worth anything. So if anything, I could get to a point in the game where if we're kind of just trading shots and I can't get them down to lethal, if they get to 5 life or less, that happened last night, and I didn't have any of these cards, this would just end the game instantly and swing it for you. And even though this doesn't draw a card, this Giant's really good. It gains you life when it comes in, unless they have Tobal out there. But then I thought I had 8. I got 6. So, but it's quite a bit for this format to have, and draw a card, lose a life. So a lot of these effects in here, and this is actually, if you ask me, is better than the deck that I had the other night that went 7 and 2. This feels a lot better to me. You got a little bit of counter, a little bit of protection, plenty of draw. 18 cards that draw is really good. And but alrighty guys, well, I appreciate y'all taking a look at the video. I'll post it, and enjoy your Sunday. And like I said, I'll come back in a little bit and do a draft, but I'll go ahead and post this first. Discard any changes. Alrighty guys, y'all enjoy.